We're at the halfway stage of the championship season and we are just about keeping up with the pace of the leaders.
As the Uruguayan curls one in. Oh, Middlesbrough take the lead!
What is up guys, Matthew here and welcome back to another episode of our FM24 career mode here with the mighty Boro. If you've not checked out any of the previous episodes, please do so. There is a playlist on the channel. We are of course 1.5 seasons into this career mode now. We've been doing it since the beta and it's safe to say things are starting to get pretty darn interesting. Today we are away at Sheffield United, who are having a torrid season since they were relegated from the Premier League 16th. They are currently in the league before then hosting Southampton, who have had a terrible run of form themselves, but battered us last time we played them and we got lucky in terms of a draw. In terms of our form, last time you were with me, we played the Welsh double, beating Cardiff and Swansea. It's not been as good since then, a bit spotty. We did beat Hull City 5-2 at the Riverside. They were managerless at the time and we took advantage of that. We then went to Plymouth, who were 5th, and we were beaten. They were just clinical on the day, if I'm honest. They beat us 2-1, and it was a relatively equal game. You couldn't really split the sides. They just took their chances and put some really good goals past us. We then went to West Brom, and equally just as tough of an away game, and we come away with a win in this one. A very, very impressive win at a very, very tough place. We come from behind as well, and it was an Anthony Martial 88th minute finish that won us the game, which was massive. And then we let a 2-goal lead slip at home to Swansea on Boxing Day. 2 big points dropped in that one. Isaiah Jones and Darragh Lenihan putting us in front before Josh Tymon equalised, and then Ben Cabango, a defender, hit a 30-yard screamer into the bottom corner. I kid you not, you cannot write Football Manager. So what that has done is it has left us in 3rd position. We were actually top of the league while we were beating Swansea by 2-0, but it quickly changed and Leicester continue to be the team who you're trying to cling on to at the top. I just think they're going to win the league. They just don't have a bad run in them, and we are having to... I feel like they're playing in 2nd, 3rd gear, a bit like in real life, whereas we're having to be top gear to keep up with them, you know. And you could probably say the same about Sunderland as well, who will inevitably go through a bumpy patch, as we will. So it's a case of how consistently can we be to nick 2nd spot, I think. But Blackburn are keeping us honest, 1 point back, and you could also make the same argument for Plymouth and Stoke, 5 points back. After that, there's a bit of a chunk of points between them and Forest, so I'm comfortable in the playoffs, which is the aim at the end of the day, but it would be so much easier to get promoted automatically, obviously, so that still remains the goal. If you want to have a little look at the stats this season, which we haven't had a look at as yet, Anthony Martial is currently leading the goal scoring charts. He's got 16 goals, one ahead of Stoke striker Wesley and Kelechi Iheanacho. In terms of average rating, there isn't a Boro player to be seen there, but Pellistri and Jones, our 2 wingers, are the top 2 for assists, which I think is pretty awesome. And team overview, we were up there with the most goals. Sunderland have replaced us now. They've got 58 goals. We've got 55. We've got the most dribbles in the league, and we're nowhere else to be seen, weirdly enough. We were up there in terms of form beforehand, but of course that's dropped off in recent games. But we are going to now crack on with the 2 games over this very, very busy Christmas period, and it's the turn of the year, so we'll go to Sheffield United first up before we then host the Saints. So here's the team then away at Sheffield United. So Sen Dieng is in goal with a back 4 of Anderson, Arroyo. We've got Scott McKenna in there. Darragh Lenihan is a little bit tired, so we replaced him with Rav van den Berg. Lucas Engel comes in for Ryan Manning, who's also not 100% fit. O'Brien, Doyle and Hackney are the midfield 3 with Isaiah Jones on the right. And I'm going to put Riley McGree on the left-hand side, actually. Actually, no, I'm not. I've just changed my mind on the fly. I'm going to keep it with Bangura just because of the way we play with width. But yeah, he's been fantastic, and Pellestri's looking a bit tired. Jones is as well, to be fair, but I'm going to give him at least the start of the game and we'll probably bring him off for Latilath, who's been in good form himself, off of the bench recently. And McGree has as well, to be fair. I think it's a bit harsh to drop him, to be honest with you, but we've got loads of midfielders who are playing really well at the moment, so yeah, it's really hard to pick between them. We did promise McGree he would play more, so we need to keep that in the back of our mind. Same with Dan Barlasser. And it is worth noting as well, we had another big falling out with Paddy McNair, who come back to us asking why he's not playing. I basically said it's because you threw your toys out the pram and you're not in my plans. So he kicked off even more, and yeah, he's now under transfer bid by a number of clubs and will be leaving imminently. He was also happy that I rejected a bid for him, even though I accepted another one at the same time. I rejected the lower one. He wasn't happy I didn't accept both. He's doing my head in. He's doing my head in. I'm quite happy to see the back of him. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, let's put on a show out there. That's motivated them all massively, which is awesome. Recommended by our assistant manager, so that's the benefit of having an assistant manager in the dressing room. But yeah, Sheffield United, not a side to be underestimated. I feel like their squad is way too good, and you know, it was tough for us to beat them last time. I mean, for a relegated side, they've done absolutely terribly. And so have Luton, who did look like they were going to, you know, make a charge towards the top six after they, you know, had a bit of a bad start, and they've completely stalled and gone backwards themselves. So yeah, it's refreshing to see that the teams who've come down aren't instantly bouncing back up, and it gives teams like us a chance to get promoted to the Premier League. And Bangura takes it down the left. It's into Hackney from Lucas Engel, and Hackney's shot is just wide of the mark as Boro with the first chance. It looks like Leicester dropped points earlier on to Bolton, which is a bad result for them. So maybe they're not as untouchable as we think. And they suffered a bit of a major injury in that game as well, which is interesting. But we are also just waiting for Sunderland to slip up as well, and they're just not. So it is relentless at the moment at the top of the Championship. Arroyo plays it in towards Bangura. It's headed clear. Hackney will recycle the ball. Will he put a cross in it? It's a good ball, but he probably should have kept it down across the floor. And the goalkeeper is able to collect with ease. Instantly smashes it up the pitch towards Cameron Archer, who's never going to win a header over Rav Vandenberg. And that's probably a little bit of a reason as to why they're playing so badly, as Martial has just scored a cracker. What a finish from Anthony Martial. He might have his odd bad game here and there, but there are not many strikers at this level who can just pull out a moment of quality like that. And that's why we're paying him the big bucks. Bangura with a great run. Martial, turn, touch, bang, bottom corner. Great finish. And I'm delighted for Bangura as well, because he's come in for Palestri and Jones. It's very, very difficult to break into a midfield with them two either side, but he's doing just that. And he's got himself an assist, which is good to see. And I was just about to say Sheffield United haven't registered a single shot. They were in possession, but they've lost possession. And it is back to the Boro once again. And I'd love to actually have a look to see who Sheffield United's manager is and if he's been sacked yet. I think Heckingbottom was still in charge when they come down, but I'd be astonished if he's still in charge now, given where they are. I think Luton have changed their manager. I think Kieran McKenna might be leaving Ipswich to go there, actually. That's something we'll take a look at, I'm sure, at some point. Bangura, though, plays to Engel. Risky ball from Engel, but it is into the midfield where Tommy Doyle is there against the club he, of course, helped get promoted a good few years back now. But he couldn't keep his shot down. It was a disappointing finish in the end from the former Sheffield United loanee. Went to Wolves from there and has then since come to Boro. But here is Baldock. Are they going to score with their first shot? That has been a recurring theme, you'd have to say. Playing it around without really giving us any problems here. Stepping into midfield now, Matheson to Norwood. Back to Austin Trusty and Norwood again. They have got room down the right-hand side here, but Matheson opts to keep hold of the ball. Now he plays in Baldock, who plays back Tom Davies. This is definitely resulting in a goal, isn't it? I mean, this is such a long highlight. Baldock now in behind. This has been so well worked. And Cameron Archer, talking of a former player, former Boro loanee, Cameron Archer striking the crossbar with Sheffield United's first shot on goal. And it was a good work move, to be fair. It was patient, well put together, but off target. Corner though, and Vandenberg gets his head on it. And that was a sitter, apparently. He did get a goal, a headed goal recently, Vandenberg, which was great to see. But end of the half, low key, but we've edged it in terms of shots on target and XG. And I'm going to say, keep working hard till full time. You're all doing very well. And I am probably going to bring off Isaiah Jones for Lath, as I mentioned, or maybe Palestri. Lath's been in good form though, so I'm going to persist with Lath. Tommy Doyle's not had the greatest game against his former club. McGree has been in form. It's great to have players come in who you just know are in form. You know, it's fantastic to have that luxury now, that depth to know that whoever we take out is going to be replaced by someone who's just as good. Corner comes in from Hackney. Vandenberg plays it back to Riley McGree. Substitution justified. Right there, Riley McGree straight on at half-time for Tommy Doyle. And you know what? He come into our office a good few weeks ago and said, Gaffer, why am I not playing? Give me a chance. I said, Riley, I'll give you a chance. He has took it with both hands. Fantastic to see. And when it looked like it was Tommy Doyle's position, undoubtedly McGree has fought back for it. As Vinicius Souza with a very good chance there puts that high and wide for Sheffield United. As Sunderland might be drawing at the moment. We might be back up to second as things stand. Can we make it a third and commit and pound the misery on Sheffield United? Riley McGree again! What a save from the keeper. Nearly scored another cracker. But he is going to put the corner in towards Scott McKenna. Took me a while to realise who got his hit on it. Scott McKenna. Is he a former? No, I don't think he used to play for Sheffield United. I think he was linked with them in the summer from Nottingham Forest. We beat them to his signature, and to rub salt in the wounds, he's then gone and headed us 3-0 up. And Riley McGree has come on, and within 20 minutes, he's got a goal and an assist, which is incredible. I love it when your substitutions come on and change the game. It's fantastic. But let's not get complacent. Sheffield United have a highlight straight from kick-off, and that is annoying. That is really annoying. It come from our right. Arroyo is complacent. Let's keep an eye on him here. Vinicius Souza. Yeah, I mean, come from his side, didn't it? Just got to be careful here. Sunderland, they've gone ahead. For Christ's sake. I'm just waiting for someone at the top to drop points. But no one is. Good ball over the top to Martial. Anyway, he's got the whole goal to aim at there. 4-1. Offside. That felt like a very late flag. Very late flag. I mean, this camera angle's not going to help at all, but maybe he was offside. Goalkeeper. Awful positioning, by the way. That was terrible. But Vandenberg's got a knock. I thought he looked a little bit unfit, but he feels like he can shake it off. I'll let him shake it off because he's having a good game. As is pretty much everybody, if I'm honest. Yeah, why make a change when so many of the lads are playing fantastic? Don't ask me. I'm not making a change right now. In the final 15 minutes, Sheffield United that is the longest throw I've ever seen. But Senny Dieng, as you'd expect him to do, comes and claims it. That was Rory's Delap-esque right there. So we roll it out to Scott McKenna. I am wary of Arroyo though. He's booked and he's complacent, and that for me is a recipe for disaster. So we are going to bring on Nathan Ferguson because I feel like Arroyo's either going to cock up or get himself sent off if we're not careful. So I will get that change ready as soon as possible. Here's Riley McGree. This is great football. Riley McGree is like a man possessed, but his shot is over the bar. And we are going to go balanced for the final 10 minutes just to try and see this one out. And we remain in third as things stand. Into stoppage time, it looks like it's going to be a comfortable win for us. The momentum looks like it's been all Sheffield United, which don't know, was it? Who cares? We've went to Bramall Lane and we've won by 3-1, and that was routine. A very routine away win, the most satisfying sort of wins, and it keeps this incredible pace up set by the top three. We've gained 2 points on Leicester, but Sunderland beat Millwall, and we still remain a point behind them. But we have gained points on Blackburn, who lost 2-0 to Stoke. Ouch. That's a big defeat for them. So we've gained a few points on the teams below. Rav Vandenberg's only got a bruised foot, which isn't a problem. And, the Boro keep marching on. And now we head into 2025, New Year's Day, at home to Southampton. Well, here's some news I didn't see coming. We have an email to say that our player liaison officer had a chat with Marcus Forss, and he wants to leave at the end of his contract, and that is June 2026. That's still a year and a half away. Why would he want to run his contract down? That's a problem. I'm not happy. I want to run my contract down. I mean, that's... wow. I thought we'd started to get Forss back on side, but he's just not been happy since what happened last season. And you know what? Maybe if he wants to run his contract down, we're not letting him go for a free when we've got a potential 15 to 17 million pound player on our hands. So my answer to that is we sell him and we buy a backup to Anthony Martial, who, in fairness, has made the position his own. If we go to general information, or maybe it's stats, goal attempts, we'll do that. Take out Josh Coburn, who's had a great loan spell, by the way. Tommy Doyle's got as many goals as Marcus Forss. He's into double figures, but for me, I think we say we're not letting you go for a free. We're selling you, mate. If you don't want to be here, bugger off. So, I think that's a good answer. You leave me little choice but to cash in on you whilst I have the chance. You won't get to the end of your contract. And, he's happy with that. So, Marcus Forss, the goal scoring machine from our first season, the man who won the Golden Boot, he wants to leave. And he's been automatically transfer listed. And we're going to get some money for that on top of the fee that we're probably going to get for Paddy McNair, who, as I mentioned, I have accepted an offer for. He's been offered to go to Troyes in League 1. They offered a total of 7.75 million, which is as close to his valuation as we can get, which was 8 million, but the asking price is 7.75. They've matched it and gave us 5 million up front, with 3 instalments of 1.2 million in total, and then an extra 1.5 after 50 games, which we're not going to get for a while, but, he's been doing my head in, as I say. And, we are going to let him go. So we will be getting money for him. We are going to be getting money for Marcus Forss, which means about 20 million for 2 players, which is good. Obviously, we won't get it all at once, but it should be enough to help us balance the books that we can and reinvest. And Paddy McNair looks like he is off. So the transfer will rise to 7.75, and the board are going to give us 3.2 million to spend, which is fine by me. And I have a feeling we're probably going to get even more from Marcus Forss. And he's gone. Paddy McNair has officially left Middlesbrough Football Club. The initial fee, 6.32 million. And the fans are unhappy about us selling him, but he was making life very, very difficult for us. And we've opted to let him go. The 28.5 received this year, or I guess this summer, this season, is a record for Boro, which is 6 million ahead of what we got before, which apparently was 22 million. So we've set the record for income. Steve Gibson should be absolutely delighted with me that we're managing to make the money we are and also perform as well as we are. But our wage budget is now nicely back in the green for the first time in what feels like forever, and we've got 5.48 million to spend. So likely, I'm going to probably wait to see what happens with Marcus Forss. Matt Clark's probably also going to be off, actually. And we might actually have quite a fun January because we'll have money to spend. We might as well have a look at the monthly board performance review as we've got it in front of us. So job security is secure at the moment with a B. The board are pretty much happy with everything. They're just disappointed that we lost 2-1 to Plymouth. And the fans, a little bit less, C+. They're disappointed that McNair's left, Engels' performances and the defeat to Plymouth. And the squad dynamics is very good again, which is great now that we've probably got rid of Paddy McNair. We've still got Lanahan and Martial as the team leaders, but very, very good atmosphere, and the support for us is good. So I feel like we've got rid of one of the bad apples, so to speak, and that's really helped the atmosphere behind the scenes. So the team to host Southampton on New Year's Day, we have Seny Dieng in goal. Nathan Ferguson will come in for Arroyo. I feel like Arroyo's performances have dropped off a bit and Ferguson deserves a chance back in. Scott McKenna is not fully fit and needs a rest, but sadly, so does Rav Vandenberg, who is way off full fitness himself, and now would be a good time to have Paddy McNair to drop into the centre-back pairing, ironically enough, but we don't. So we're going to have to just say to Scott McKenna, we've just got to get you through this game. With Darragh Lenihan, they've been sort of alternating between whoever's unfit, Vandenberg comes in for. So we've not had these two in the back two together for a while, but yeah, a little concern over Scott McKenna's fatigue. Well, hopefully that doesn't cost us. Ryan Manning is in on the left-hand side to play against his former club, of course. Tommy Doyle's going to sit in front of the back four because Lewis O'Brien's not 100% fit, so we're going to pull Tommy Doyle back, bring McGree in for Hackney, who's not fit too, and Dan Barlass is going to come in for where Doyle would usually play. Jones is also tired, so Lath's come in on the right. Palestri, thankfully, has had a bit of a rest, so he can play on the left, as Bangura is not feeling too fit either, and Martial is fit enough to start. This is the part of the season between Christmas and New Year where you've got like a game every 3 days, and squad depth is so important, and you can see why at this point all these players are pretty much not fully fit, who we've managed to swap out for players who I'd say just as good, to be fair. Marcus Forss, he ain't getting anywhere near us at the moment with him wanting to leave, and there are quite a lot of Saudi clubs interested in him, which makes me think we can rinse the life out of them for cash. So that's good. We might be able to literally turn around to a Saudi club and say, give me 50 million for Marcus Forss. And you know what, they probably would. So once again, the managerial or the assistant managerial suggested team talk has worked an absolute treat. Maybe we need to start listening to him more often, because it certainly worked last time out. And I think we got lucky against Southampton last time we played them. We drew 3-3 at their place. Despite being battered, we somehow nicked a draw. I don't know how, but I'm hoping we'll be a little bit more dominant in front of our own fans, and I'd like to think it will be packed out, given it is New Year's Day. And, well, instantly, Palestri's had a knock within the first 5 minutes. That's not good. Does he want to come off? He might do. He feels he can shake it off. I'm going to give him the chance to do that because it is literally so early in the game for us to be making a change. So fingers crossed he can. Here's Palestri then. Let's see how he is on the left. He looks fine. Plays it into McGree. Back to Barlasser. Here's Scott McKenna now. Plays it into Riley McGree. Martial. Running at the defence. Holds up well. Plays it to Manning now. Got options in the box. Manning plays a deep cross towards Lath, who's hit the bar. Palestri! And I think Lath was offside anyway, so it wouldn't have counted, which was a shame. So I thought that was a big chance missed, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. But it sounds like we've started well enough. Leicester have took the lead, of course they have. So they will be pulling slightly further clear at the top of the league. Sunderland are at West Brom currently. Tight hamstring for Palestri. He's playing well though, so I'm not going to take him off when he is our best player at the moment. But it is going to be the end of a very tight half where nothing has happened. at all. We've not had a shot on target. They've had one shot on target. It's been a New Year's Day drab. I think we're all hungover from the New Year's Day celebrations. So we're going to reiterate what we said before the game. It's very unlike Martial to be nervous. And Tommy Doyle, to be fair. But here's hoping we can turn it around second half. I know we are missing quite a lot of first team players, but yeah, not having a shot on targets, unlike us. We do have a throw in here on the right. Martial, lovely ball into Lath, who squares it to Pellistri, who cannot miss. A wonderful move from Boro, and the man who we've kept on despite having a tight hamstring has rewarded us with our faith in him. Great play this. Martial, what a ball that is to Lath, who made a great run, squares it to Pellistri, one winger to the other, and Pellistri with a tap in at the back post, and Boro lead 1-0. Sunderland are winning as well, are they not? No, they're not. So we should jump up to second then, which is nice. Plays it in at Tommy Doyle. A second goal here. Oh, gonna say could be the killer, but Southampton have nicked it. And they're on the counter-attack here, and that's going to be an equaliser, and it was a mistake from Tommy Doyle of all people. You don't see that very often, but it was a very poor ball out to the right-hand side, and it's been punished. That's a real shame. He's apprehensive. I'm not surprised. It was a bit of an error. I think we're in a position, though, where we can start to bring in some of our top players in them top positions now. Martial's nervous. I don't want to bring in Forss because he's handed in a transfer request, but I'm just so stubborn. I'm going to keep Martial on. Actually, no, I'm not. You know, he's here. We may as well use him, even though he doesn't want to be here. Here's hoping Marcus Forss can get something. I'm going to keep the two wingers on. Barlas and McGree haven't had great games. Let's bring Hayden Hackney on as well. And I'll hold off on Isaiah Jones yet. But yeah, that was poor from Tommy Doyle. Very unlike him. As well, we've got a highlight straight from kickoff. Is he going to rectify his error before he goes off, or is he going to make another one? Manning to Doyle. Thankfully, it's to a red shirt this time. Darrell Linehan. Manning just keeps it in. It wasn't the greatest pass in the world. I always worry when it gets like this that it's flipped back to full match, but no, it hasn't. It's just us building from the back as we like to do, and well, that was almost a pointless highlight. In fact, it was a pointless highlight because it skipped to Barlasser, giving the ball away. And I tell you what, it would be so frustrating if we were to give up a lead. Oh, Manning's missed the ball, Doyle's in the box, Adam Armstrong with a shot, and it was almost another error from a former Southampton player who gifted them a route back in to the game. And despite the front guys having a good game, they are knackered. So I'm going to bring on Bangura and Isaiah Jones. Fresh legs on the wings. No defence wants that. And Manning, to be fair, oh, that's our 5 subs though, isn't it? I'm going to say Manning not having the greatest game against his former employers, but I'm going to keep the back 4 as is because we don't need to defend, we need to win. So we'll freshen up the forward line. Do we go attacking? They're playing with caution, right? That for me is the trigger for us to go for it. And we're going to encourage the boys. Yeah, they're going to find a winner. We're into stoppage time. Southampton might be about to nick a point off us here. And that is 2 points dropped at home. Southampton are a good team, yes, but that's a disappointing win to let slip, especially in the race that we're in. I'm disappointed we should have won that match. Yeah, that's fine. And elsewhere, it's as is. It looks like Sunderland lost, so we're level with them at least points wise, but Leicester have been able to edge away once again by the looks of things. In fact, yeah, they beat Stoke 1-0. So yeah, again, keeping up with Leicester is very, very difficult, and this is the time of year where we're getting these messages, you know, Pellistri, Manning, Linehan, McKenna all need a rest. We know this, but it's so hard to rest these players when we've got literally game after game after game. We've got another one in 3 days' time against Watford, which is in the FA Cup, to be fair, which I'm not too bothered about showing you guys until we hopefully get further into the competition. But yeah, we are ticking along rather nicely. I think it's safe to say it's just we're not quite at the level of Leicester, who are, I think, going to gradually pull away at the top. Second place might be what we're looking at, but yeah, a win and a draw. Once again, we're picking up points here and there. We're not losing games very often, which is good, and the fixtures ease up a bit. I say that. I mean, Stoke and Forest coming up's tough, and maybe after Bolton, you know, we then look at Rotherham and Bristol City, Wickham. Sunderland's going to be a big game, and I don't know if that's the one we might come back to. Obviously, we always play the Teeswear Derby, but I think it's got added importance this season given where we are. So I think off screen I'm going to play Watford, Bolton, Stoke, Forest, Rotherham and Bristol City. Is that too many? I don't think so. I might play them off screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 league games and an FA Cup game. I think that might be the right thing to do. I'll see how we go. We'll either come back for Forest, Rotherham and then have a break, Bristol City, Wickham off screen, then we'll do Sunderland and Millwall, or we will just play all these off screen and come back for Wickham and Sunderland and see where we are come then. But if you've enjoyed this video, guys, please do hit the like button and subscribe for much more Project Boro. We, of course, do a real-life Project Boro series on the channel where we review the real-life Boro games, as well as a Road to Glory series where I am the manager, or I was the manager, of Darlington. I'm recording this so far in advance, I don't actually know if I still am the manager of Darlington, but hopefully I am. But that's on the channel too if you want to check it out. Do comment below your thoughts. As always, a big thank you for watching. Do take care. I'll see you all in the next one.